instance, there's 10 fax machines along those walls. Go in there, grab all the files, go to the San Jose office, fax all the leads to the San Mateo office. Take all the leads from the Portland branch, fax them to this branch, and tell them to cut loose. Because it got so exhausting. And so I don't want to belabor this point.
No.
I love you all. Do not exhaust me with complaining and fighting over a deal. It's going to waste my time, your time, everybody's time. It will come through. If you work it all the way through, you'll close a ton of deals. You really will. Right? Orphans. That's what they're
called. And my whole thing is stand up there and kind of give you guys my pitches. I want us all to be super successful. We're all professional and everything, and I just wanted to give you what's working. I mean, I'm basically at a 70% success rate out of 100 people talking. I think that's going to continue on because the way my pitch drills down real quick. And I want you guys all to do the same thing. And I think we all, the more we, guys, the first time we get out there and have 100, now we have 100 new testimonials, and the testimonial video is going to be redone with 100 of these now, what we're doing, and the success stories of who did what in their first 30 days of handing out their cards and their websites and stuff. We need this all to be on the same message, same thing, and not putting anybody down or anything. If we're calling and people are getting turned off right away, and then someone else is calling, I'm with the Ultimate Real Estate, and they're not being presented properly, that position that we're here as your partner to change your real estate business and offer you something. Yeah. And so it's not going to hurt we're not going to hurt anybody.
It's not going to be that big of a deal unless you make it a big deal. I promise you. It's how you're wired. It's your mentality. You can look up 1,000 quotes online, or I'll send them to you because I have them.
We have a book.
I know. I got a lot more. I got 36,000 quotes, and seriously, there's probably a couple of hundred of them that deal with that topic. You know, the man looked out his prison cell, and one saw the stars, and one saw the mud. Right? You heard that one. There's so many quotes. It's really what you. Do I want to have a crappy attitude about it, or just, hey, that was Kevin's deal? Call Kevin, shoot him an email. Hey, Lisa Thompson out in La Jolla. I answered 3 questions for her. She's all fired up. She's ready to go, brother. Hey, you know, karma, God loves me, God loves you. I'm half Irish. Reciprocate back, or it'll come back. Just trust me, it will. There's no flawless system, but what we do have, again, more than what I had at Conseco and Green Tree, I didn't have prospects in a database lined up that were Al's, or were Tony's, or were Jen's lined up. We do. You're going to put them in the system. So just make sure you do that. I don't want to curse anymore, say bad words. You'd be goofy. You'd be goofy not to put them in the system.
Is that available now?
Yeah, it's all set to go. Mark's got it all set and tagged and programmed.
But okay, what's a qualification? Does someone have to pick up the phone and actually call and speak to them?
You've got to talk to someone. It would be bullshit to take the magazines and enter the people.
Start entering them.
That would be bullshit, and you'll get in trouble. My short version of all of this is that if you spend 40% of your time worrying about this shit, you aren't going to make it. So you may as well get up and leave and not waste your morning.
Yep. Thank you, Chuck.
Kind of. That's the Marine.
Got to call and have a conversation.
So Infusionsoft, this is kind of a picture. You can't see it from there. Here's all the inputs. Here's all the chains and the links and the data that's going out. Here's the web form that I was talking about. It's just a URL. I send it to you. I don't know if you have an iPhone or a Droid or what have you.
Has it changed since you originally sent it?
I'm going to get you the perfect one. Okay. So yeah, we'll go with the new one just in case, because Mark Avery, our programmer, has given me different links. So this one, to answer your question, Sheila, so you go there, you just save it when you pull up the URL on your phone, and then you click on it, and you can save it to your home screen, or save it to your favorites, or this or that, or whatever. Just do save to your home screen, and you're going to have a picture that looks like this. So when you have a prospect, or on your desktop, it's simple. Just pull it up and put it in. But even on your iPhone, if you're on the fly, or your Droid, or what have you, just click on it, click the drop down. Sheila Fraser will be in there in alphabetical order. I forget if it's by first name or last name, but in alphabetical order. Put, you know, Mike Williams, Keller Williams Real Estate, phone number, email, and then the address. Obviously, if we're going to mail for you, we need that.
And that's only once they're qualified.
I'm sorry?
That's only once you've qualified them that you put them in.
That's if you got on the phone and had a conversation with them. Just don't go and load 1,000 people in there and say, ha-ha, I tagged them, they're all mine.
Because when someone does follow up and call them and they say, you know, and they've never spoken to anyone or heard anything about anything yet, the system will catch itself.
Yeah, and it's a judgment call. If you call somebody, yes, I heard something about that. Do you remember who you talked to? No, I never talked to anybody. That one's kind of, I mean, honestly, that's fair game.
Is that that, but once we enter in our, our qualified prospects, where let's say I put in a day I get 15, can we treat that as a CRM? Is that accessible to me through a link that I can pull up all that information and go just as a CRM to me?
Yep, that's our next process. So two answers to that. I'm going to get you access to it. So we've talked about these numbers. When you buy Infusionsoft, it costs you $2,000 to $4,000 just to buy the darn thing. And then they charge you on how much data you have in there, how many prospects you have in there, and how many emails you're sending out. You know, we stuffed 1 million contacts in there, and they knocked on our door and said, hey, slow down. We didn't load all 5.2 million in there. They said it really clogs up the efficiency of the system and how Infusionsoft works. And they said, you're not really our client. You're a client for what is the Salesforce or this or this or this. I don't want to pay $100,000 a year for Salesforce and all the stuff it does, and it would overwhelm the crap out of you.
We don't need that.
No, we don't need that. So the real answer, Rob, with Infusionsoft is we can get you administrative. So you can, I think we pay like, is it $50 a month?
Per person?
Per person. So it does add up. So this is another thing we're going to talk about later. We've got so many tools here, and some people like the labels, and some people, hey Jim, stuff the labels in your ear. I got it. I'm okay with that. If you don't want to do labels, this is your business. So if you want to do them, great. If you don't want to do them, great. I'm putting it all on the table. So if you want access to Infusionsoft, I'll get it for you. Just know it's going to cost me $600 a year. So if you sign in 3 times over the year, I'm going to be kind of mad at you that you cost me $600 and you're not really using it. So if you want it, just tell me and I'll get it for you.
I mean, you know what I think about that is I go into the entrepreneurial speech all the time. I think if someone wants it and uses it, they should be happy to pay the $50, not you.
Good point. Good point. The follow-up question? No, no, you don't need it. You're gonna piss away time on it. You're gonna tracking the track of the tracker. Come on, man, just go. You know, don't go. Yeah, just go. I wouldn't waste time on it. I really wouldn't. If you want to know that it's working, like, hey, Jim said, you know, I gotta have like 1,300 people in there to check it. We can always do that, but just know that it's tags to you, and then this whole flurry of craziness is happening to that prospect. So I wouldn't pester with it. If somebody is psychotic and obsessed with data and wanting to view stuff and do reports, go for it. I think it's a waste of your time. But
I agree.
awesome. Nice. Cool.
Chuck.
I was told by a couple weird
Skinny people.
Keep on this end.
Skinny people.
We're okay over here.
It's you. It's a body fat.
You guys cold?
Once they're entered, does that
Bring
kick
your
off the
shawl.
drip campaign?
That's in the sun.
What's that?
Once they're entered, does that kick off the drip campaign?
Yes, it will eventually, yes.
What's the question?
The question was, once they're entered, does that kick off a drip campaign?
Oh, yeah.
And eventually, that's exactly what will trigger it, the drip campaign.
Yes, sir.
2 questions. Can more than one person put the same prospect in that?
They can. There's a deduping function that will kick the second person out.
Okay.
So it runs automatically. And as we move forward and start entering people, Mark Avery is our programmer, IT guy. He's sharp as a whip. He knows Infusionsoft. He's been using it for 10 years. He's a killer. So I'll ask him what that means or what it looks like, or if we get a report, or if there's something like that. Anything you can dream of, we can do in Infusionsoft. Like I had it programmed before and I never used it. I could have it programmed so once you hit 10 prospects entered for the day, it sends you a congratulatory email. Pete says, hey, congratulations, you got 10 people input. Keep going, man, get to 20. It can send me a report. It can do anything you can dream of. So if there's stuff you come up with later on that you'd really like to see, it's pretty simple to have more programmed stuff.
So if 2 of us guys put the same prospect in, one person first, the second one gets moved out.
How do you know you got pooped out?
That I don't know.
And then
That's the one. That's the one or
Alright.
2 out of 100 questions I don't know.
Alright.
But we'll ask Mark. Can it print a report, or could it send a second to the party? Could it send them a wah wah wah?
It generally, what it does is,
Loser.
I've had this before, what it does is it doesn't really kick them out. They're both in there, but it definitely shows who was the first one. I mean, they're dated. So Mark would do, he would run a report to take all the dupes and consolidate them into one, and first one in to be the one to get it. So that wouldn't be on a, you put it in today and Pete does tomorrow, it doesn't automatically throw him out. We would have to run the reports and see that, and then Mark would make the changes.
And then when Mark leaves, he gets.
There we go. Orphan. I
Yeah, it's an
suppose,
orphan, yeah.
That would be one advantage though to using the CRM because you could log your calls and the results from them so that even whether you leave or not, it does show a trail of your interaction with the people. Just for whatever.
You could, and that's a great question.
I'm used
that-
to using CRM, so that's
Yeah.
very helpful.
Yo, you do? So Dana sent me that email yesterday, day before, about CRM. I've tried for years and years and years, and Pete, I'll come back to your question, sorry. So if somebody's used to using Act or Goldmine or Infusionsoft or their iPhone, I used to, in so many of my careers, try to get assistants, stockbrokers, realtors, loan officers that work for me to try to change to a standardized system for everybody in the office. It failed 100% of the time, I kid you
Everyone's
not.
different.
Just all of us are wired really differently. Brian was talking about that yesterday. We all have 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 arms, but we are wired so differently. And I'll come back to it. Ben Quigley is just rapid fire, just calling people, and got a bunch of people interested. Rob Anders is stealth mode. He's just doing LinkedIn, Twitter, and if you want to come up and chat later and tell them about what you're doing, if you want to keep it yourself, great.
I'll tell anybody.
Yeah, if you want to come up. So he's online. I think you've talked to some people because
I have
they've
not talked to anybody, but
Okay.
I've gotten a tremendous amount of response. I've generated a ton of interest with the
Social-
testimonials
Leads
and
Sniper.
Brett Tanner's deal, and then I just put together a little ad copy.
I want to know more about lead sniper.
Yeah.
And I just send it out, and then I'll make contact with people that I know have watched. I don't want to talk to anybody if they haven't watched the video or anything. I'm not a cold caller.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty honest. I'm just not interested in. I'm just not interested.
Yeah, and
in
see, that's what I'm saying.
calling
Some
anybody.
different styles. So you two guys have prospected, and Tony's done some prospecting. Tony's got 3 big, huge master, monster, realtor, trainer, guru types that have